Hi, in this video I will show you how I built and tested my homemade compact tire lifter.
First, I am going to show you the final version of the tire lifter with a longer power screw. Here you can see it when it is fully expanded. And here it is when it is fully contracted. The first improvement I made on my prototype was to add nylon spacers on top of the swivel caster wheels to increase the space under the main flat bars. Then I cut out the outer portions of the screws and I filed the rough ends for safety. After, I reassembled the main welded components to check if the parts were still moving easily on a flat surface. Since the dolly structure was moving as planned, I painted it. While the paint was drying, I prepared the basic components to assemble the two rollers. The roller tubes had the proper dimensions to fit and spin around the shafts. The outer diameter of the tubes were a bit too small. That's why I fitted a plastic tube around each steel tube to solve the problem. Later, when the paint was dry, I assembled the rollers and I installed them over the flat bars. Then I secured the rollers with cotter pins. The other component I prepared was a power screw I took from an old scissor jack. I also needed a small crank to spin the power screw. So I folded a bolt and I fastened it to the crank ring. Then I tightened the short bolts of the pivot joints to secure the power screw. So far, the power screw was spinning well. Not long after, I tested it on my workbench with a 29-inch tire. When the tire lifter was fully contracted, the clearance under the tire was about 1 inch. Later, even if the weight of the tire mounted on the steel wheel was 62 pounds, it was still easy to move the tire lifter on the concrete floor. After that, I was ready to test it for real. First, I wanted to begin with a steel wheel and then with an aluminum wheel. To increase the safety, I engaged the e-brake and I blocked the opposite wheels with wheel chocks. Next, I loosened the lug nuts before jacking up this section of the vehicle. In this case, when the tire was lifted, I left around half an inch of clearance under the tire. This way, there was enough space to remove the tire and install the other one. Usually, it's easy to align the studs and the hub when it's a steel wheel. However, with the tire lifter, I did it with practically no effort. But when it was time to remove the tire lifter, I was not satisfied with the maximum spacing between the rollers. So I decided to add 3.5 inches to the power screw to improve the expansion. To do it, I had to cut the power screw and add a steel pipe. I made two more changes. I added a small corrugated tube around the crank and I increased the height of the two rollers. The maximum center-to-center spacing between the rollers is 16 inches. And the minimum spacing is 9 inches. As shown, from caster wheel to caster wheel, it is 18 inches. And the basic height is 4 inches. The handle can be used to carry the wheel lifter or to maneuver it on a proper surface. The final test was performed outside on my driveway. For this test, the clearance between the tire and the ground was about 3/4 of an inch. Then I undid the lug nuts and I removed the wheel. Next, I tested the swivel caster wheels on the asphalt with the weight of the steel wheel and the tire. Still, I had no problem to move the dolly. After that, I lifted the tire and the steel wheel, and again it was easy to fit the holes with the studs. I also tested it with the other tire, mounted with the aluminum wheel. This second installation took a bit more time, because it was more difficult to see the studs on the other side of the wheel. Nevertheless, the installation went well. Finally, I was satisfied with my compact tire lifter. It was the tool I needed to protect my back when installing big tires. This tire lifter with a wider opening was also easier to remove than the first version.
Finally, I was satisfied with my tire lifter because, with the power screw, I was able to precisely adjust the height of the tire compared to the other systems.